Why? Because there is no I-ness attached to the mind and the intellect and the body. So the mind is not relying on Om Shanti, 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 and still it is moving. What a beautiful state it is. In the state of almost doing nothing. It is naturally moving, aware. Can I say the mind not creating any impression? Huh? It goes to Jerry, it knows, done. David goes to done. Lara goes, same way. The mind, oh, here I am, real self. Here it is, causal body. Here is mental body. Here is the physical body. And I am in peace and happiness, love and wisdom. I'll recite the mantra, and after that, we'll share our experiences. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Beautiful. Bring your mind on the right hand, be there. So you see that when we go beyond the body, it doesn't mean that we forget recognizing the body. Many people have that wrong notion. And then they ask me, why I should be scared? Then what will happen? How will I work? No, that is not the case. So now bring your mind to the left palm. Raise both your palms, place it on your closed eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Take your own time. If the mind doesn't want you to return, be there. See that. What a beautiful state it is. And bring the hands down. How are you, Lara?
I am good. It was a different meditation today. It wasn't as deep, but I had more insight, I
Yes.
think. And then to answer your question about why did they not name the 5 things earlier on, I think we have to show up first and have this agreement that we might be looking at things wrongly and to
You're
start to
right.
clear that up before we can even start to be like to
Yeah.
understand what's being presented to us.
Yes, when the mind is already impure, it is constantly moving outward. And at that moment, if you teach anybody, oh, the highest level of the seeker are like this, then they say, oh, I cannot do it. My mind is wandering. No, I cannot do it. Let me leave it. No, you might have found lot of people sharing that kind of an experience. No, 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 I cannot do it. Forget about it. Meditation is not for me. In fact, meditation is for everyone. Question is, are you ready? So isn't it Patanjali is very clever and a genius? So he is explaining at the sutra number, and that too in the first chapter he is talking that you are the higher level of a seeker. Even then he is explaining these things in sutra number 19. Until 19 he is just giving you, this is the practice, this is the way you should be, this is the higher meditation, so that your mind becomes mature, it becomes clear, it becomes committed, it becomes sincere. And still, sometimes people don't become sincere, but that is the way the life is.
Just a quick question, because another thing that kind of came to me is that, like, so often I know you talk about the past impressions. It's almost like a film that we have that's been
Yeah.
presented to us in the world, and then we have to look behind the film. Is that
You see that why Lara behaves the way she behaves, why David behaves the way. So, if we go deeper, we find it is the accumulated impressions already stored inside. Because of that, we have a tendency. When we say impression, it is nothing but the tendency. So, there are two things. One is my real nature, and one is my acquired nature due to the accumulated impressions in the current life and also from the previous birth. So now compare this roughly. Roughly. Don't equate equally. We talk about DNA, we talk about inherited tendencies that we borrow from our parents. And we say, oh, she is behaving like his parents, it is in the genes. So the science talks about at the material level, it is in the genes. Genes means what? It is a cell. Cell is a matter. But we are talking at a little deeper level. We are talking at a little deeper level, that tendency by which the gene and the DNA is created. That is what the tendency is. So until we get rid of all those tendencies, we cannot succeed into the highest level of meditation. And if we clear it out, we are already there. We become the highest level of a seeker. How are you, Jerry and David?
That was very, very deep. In fact, I didn't hear coming out, putting our hands over our face. I was just, I think I was
Not
still
able to do it.
saying the mantra. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You're going deeper. How are you, Jerry?
I'm good. Sir, it was the mind is very content to go within. Very
Beautiful.
content.
Beautiful. See the nature, the way the Patanjali explains. And Patanjali is, this sutra clarifies from by the Gita, Krishna, humility, sincerity, harmlessness, forgiveness, integrity. We are not talking of social integrity. Understand that. We are not talking of anything outside. Now it is inside. Integrity to my own self. And service to the master, the highest level of service to the master, constant learning, constant regular practice, contemplation. That brings the result. Beautiful. How are you, Leslie? In the later period, you became Buddha. I see the image of the Buddha outside, just behind you.
Oh, yeah. Hi. So I think in your language, I think my tendencies are taking over. During this
I like it.
meditation, I became very, very sad, like lots of sadness.
Yes. Yes. So, Leslie, what happens? Those tendencies which are present, they manifest, they express themselves in meditation, and then they are released. So, maintain awareness of the sadness. Don't try to kill, reject, or react to it. So, it is the sadness of the impressions that were accumulated, stored deep inside, they are being released. Don't try to remember. Let it be, remain as it is. If you recall those impressions of the sadness that took place in your life, what will happen if you recall? It means you are giving a fuel to it. Yeah, you see that? Normally, that is opposite process uh, of what we say psychoanalysis or psychotherapist. If you go to the psychotherapist, they always dig deep. "Oh, what is the cause of your sadness? Is it there now? Ah, it is not there. You see, it is not there. It will not be there." Now, I'm not criticizing anyone. That is the process. I'm simply explaining the process because I had been into that. Why I should? Do I ever say that you are in anxiety in any of these sessions? You see, can you see the way the psychotherapy works based on these principles? It's such a beautiful. Once we recognize this, the changes are bound to take place. Changes are bound to take place. 10 years, my honey, you insulted me. I still remember that. Come on, throw it out. Throw it out. What your honey told you that caused an insert in your mind, okay, I can understand. But you are more crazy that you are still remembering after 10 years. You see that? And when you go to a psychotherapist, okay, that is really good. That's very painful. So you should consult the lawyer and find out the way to get. Oh, what a craziness. I'm not criticizing. I respect everything, but we have to see the truth behind it. Now, Leslie, you're smiling. Good. So, how are you, Terry? No, it's on. Terry, how are you? You're okay? You don't want to say anything? It's okay.
I'm okay.
Very good. Very good. Very good. So you see, do you have any questions? So next session, we will see what are the four qualities we should cultivate to succeed in meditation. One thing is clear that we don't belong to the highest category, but we should continue to inspire our mind to move into that state, even in a single session. And at the same time, in the next session, we should try to cultivate these four qualities to succeed in the meditation. Do you have any question? That is all for today, my friend. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Girish.
Namaste.
Somebody.
Thank you.